instead of you doing it, look at this. So C major chord bolo. It's already written.
C major.
C, E, G.
This is coming in between. ये दिख नहीं रहा है क्या?
I'm fine.
I think
Okay,
I'm
able to
fine.
see, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
C, E, G.
So C minor will be
C E flat G.
C.
Flat.
Yeah.
C, E flat G. Right.
जो भी बीच का है उसको
Flat
flat
कर
कर
दो.
दो.
Got it.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's easier way.
Correct.
Yeah. But once I give you C in the middle, then
सी किधर अच्छा
then C flat बोला तो क्या बोला करना
बी
पड़ेगा?
फ्लैट बोले नहीं नहीं सी फ्लैट तो नहीं है
क्या हुआ?
C, D,
नहीं,
What is the question?
If
C is in the
there is C
middle
in the middle, then उसको
Minor
flat
B
B sharp.
बी शार्प
Major है वो, major chord है.
हाँ तो फिर क्या होगा
तो क्या बोलो ना?
B.
B sharp में
बी होगा हाँ
Correct.
because
C.
हाँ.
Correct. You just have to go one down.
One.
अच्छा.
F हुआ तो it will be E.
E.
और अगर वो B हुआ तो तुम्हारा वो आ रहा है.
Correct. B flat or A sharp.
E flat.
सिर्फ
नहीं अगर C हुआ तो I'm trying to see which is the first one. Or how where do you start it?
Oh,
So if it is B right in the center you are saying right? B is in the center. So this is
A नहीं होगा.
G.
Correct.
G
Starting with
B
A.
G B and D. Yeah.
So this is an interesting thing. What actually the way you are thinking. So depending. If my C is always the third note, then what are the possibilities? What are the different possibilities of the chord? That is a complex way to think about it.
ये
Right?
कहाँ
What
यूज
are the-
करेंगे
Huh?
ये वाला कहाँ यूज when we use this
What do you mean by that?
वो
Where-
हमेशा
वो ये करने के लिए
वो
chords
लेफ्ट
के-
हैंड तेरा हमेशा ऐसे रहेगा और राइट हैंड से तू म्यूजिक प्ले
That is the simplified thing, but there are more things that you can do. But yeah, that is the basic structure of the of what
You
you.
use the left hand for the
I
chord.
had no idea what they did with the left hand because I
Yeah,
was
exactly,
harmonium
yeah.
पता नहीं दो हाथ से कैसे
क्यों
play करता है?
बजाते हैं?
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Such E.
Yeah.
So chords are
So chord provides the background, the filler music,
yeah
filling
Major
notes,
chord.
basically.
yeah anything
हाँ,
major
yeah.
minor कुछ भी
अच्छा
sub chords.
Any chord.
Basically that's what.
लेफ्ट हैंड वाले
No.
So don't put it in those categories.
हाँ
In general, that is true. That on a keyboard or a piano, your left hands generally play the chords. So okay, let's stick to that for now. Yeah. So your left hand chords, how the chords are formed, along with the right hand which is playing the melody. What are the chords you are going to form? That we are learning, and yeah, those will be this.
What happens if you're a lefty? How do people?
No, so for guitar there are left-handed guitars because they want to, like I play this way, but they play this way, and you can't just reverse
So to
it. But
think
for
about
keyboard,
it-
there is nothing
To
else.
think about it, even on
No,
a
they do. They play exactly like what a
Same
right-hander
with
play.
right
Yeah,
hand, so
they
it doesn't
don't
matter.
change that. Yeah.
If you're a lefty,
No,
doesn't
at least
matter.
I haven't seen that. But you can do
No, because
technically
my
those things.
daughter-
But the thing is that the notes are on the lower side. There is no other,
No.
reverse
Because
keyboard.
My daughter is lefty,
Ah.
so I want to make sure that she plays.
No,
lefty
you
with
you
right
play
hand.
it the same way. You play the
Even
exactly same.
piano players, they will because
They
I
will.
think they have.
It's
piano
just that they
in school,
have
right?
some people become ambidextrous. Ambidextrous is actually like you should be ambidextrous with both hands, but so some people are slightly better that way with right hand because they are forced to do right hand, the lefty, and they have a little bit of advantage in doing the left-handed stuff on because your left hand is not as good for right-handers especially.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
But yeah, you can. So, but those notes are on the left side. There are no keyboards for left-handers.
So thinking about the same way, when you play a guitar, your left hand is giving the chords, and the right hand is pretty much playing the melody.
So yeah, but I can be playing leads also. So what you like correction to what you said
Yeah.
is that guitar may you pick, not pick, sorry, you press those notes. You create those notes basically with the left hand,
Right.
and
Because
the right
that
hand
stays
picks.
constant.
Yeah,
Your left hand is pretty constant.
yeah. So but this is for right-handers. For left-handers, it's the other way.
It's other.
Yeah, but there are many left-handers who prefer right-handed guitars because that's how they play it. Yeah. So C major. So okay. So now minor chords are formed flat 3 5. Okay. Now this is something that I'm going to think to understand. So if I write if I from F I played F A C chord. If you see number 2. Now another simple notation thing I want to talk about. The way major chords are denoted is by capital kind of Roman numerals, like this 1 or 2, and we'll see where to use this thing. But right now, just this one line, just another, and there are smaller letters like this is also 2. So we indicate minor chord by this and major chord by this.
Okay. तो F का जो major chord है F A C. So what?
So yeah, I'll tell you where to use that, obviously.
Okay.
But just if you understand this, that I can have 1, 2, 3 also I can write like this.
It's so complicated. Why do you make it so complicated now?
Nobody made it complicated. It is that way.
Yeah.
You will need to.
seriously?
It's like algebra. Why algebra is so complicated?
Because no
right?
one uses the damn algebra.
People use
Who
algebra.
uses?
Algebra.
What do you mean by we use this? All this, and if they don't discover this, your iPad
Or
won't be there.
probability, right? Why probability?
So
So
what
Probability
else
is
can
fine.
I get?
Probability is used most of the place.
Hmm?
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. And trust me, I did not make it complicated. I'm trying to simplify it for you guys, but all these things need to be understood, and people don't actually understand this thing. Even people who are actually playing it, they don't sometimes understand it. They think of it in different ways, but this is a very good way to think about it, in my opinion. This is how I understand it. This is how books will actually tell you ultimately, and these educators are trying to figure out the best way to give it to people who have not. And once you learn this thing, then you might think slightly differently, but first thing is to absorb it like a theory thing, and slowly we'll start looking at it practically. I know there are many things in this, and we'll slowly absorb those things. Be patient, okay? Be patient. Don't get frustrated with this. We'll do it, right? We together will do this. So, all right. So you will actually start seeing things in this. When I said so if this we'll come back to this. I just wanted to tell you there is no capital small standard, but you see that you can actually write it differently. We are going to use those letters later. We'll see that in a few minutes. So I say F, A, C forms here F major chord. Similarly, when I start from the second one, I can play a game, right? Start from second one, so 4, 6. Then I can do 3, 5, 7. 4 say 4, 6, 8. 5 say 5, 7, 9. 9 is going to be exactly same as 2. 8 is exactly going to be same as 1. 9 is exactly so. Then 5 same as 6, 8, 10, and 7, 9, 11. Right? All of these are chords. All we are going to try and identify is which one is major and which one is minor. Another point, and we'll see. Look at that. Another point is that if you I'll tell you right away. 2, 1 से major chord बनता है. So you always write one like this. This is the major chord of number 1. And we'll see what is the use of this in a second. Okay. And G से जो chord बनता है उसको two से जो chord बनता है it's always minor chord. You need to take this.
Hello.
Have some water.
ना सच्ची बोलो जो
पानी में बैग
क्या चाहिए पानी
it's okay. मेरे बैग कहाँ पे?
अजय 15
Three bag level?
15 मिनट
Oh हाँ तारी पाछड़ से थी तू ऊपर ही थी तारी पाछड़ अच्छी.
Oh,
have time
देखो
पानी
हाँ.
वांदो नहीं मत
I don't know. This is here, so it's much easier for me.
આ બધા માટે કાઢી પડે
I know. Please don't feel bad. I just find it easier with water.
whatever हीटर
तुम्हारा बंद कर दो
बंद कर दो.
खुल्लू है तो
अच्छा
बंद कर दो.
So तो बता ना.
Heating?
और
Who
बुरा
needs heating?
I was थोड़ा ठंडी नहीं लग रहा है क्या I was
नहीं,
like
तो बंद कर
अंदर आ जा तू बाहर बैठी
Actually, मैट
तो
पे है
बंद
ना
कर
सूची. I can set that.
One with them.
I know we have run over time a little bit, but everybody's okay, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but today I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can go for another 20 minutes or so.
yeah
Is that okay?
I'm so dedicated, you know. I wake literally no sleep when I woke up early just for this class and then I
Nice.
finish everything and I come.
So you did the exercise also?
Yeah. I mean,
80% 90% dedicated.
So we're like, don't push it. I'm already dedicated.
Asking for a lot.
No, but I think that you guys should seriously do exercises
Yeah, this one
because
I
that
will.
will help you.
Yeah, definitely.
That will help you.
To
Alright.
be frank, I think मुझे आज थोड़ा समझ रहा है.
मुझे
पहले नहीं समझ रहा था.
तो आज ये समझ रहे हैं अगली बार वो समझ
Neha, you guys, I was like depressed by हमें एक तो पायल जब से join. Please keep your mouth. I get depressed. What's happening?
दूसरे लेवल पे वो लगता है आशा बिन के लेवल पे
ये दोनों ये at the first class.
I'm probably doing it wrong because how you are doing it theoretically from
confused कर रही है. Class तो
नहीं ये देखो आज भी she was like doing this and I'm like what is this? What is
No,
she
she's
now?
thinking in terms of what she knows. That's good.
Yeah.
What she
So
knows.
उसका
And
revision चलो.
No, but how I'm going to apply it because I
Yeah.
don't know when they talk like
Yeah.
this. So I'm thinking how I'm going to apply it.
but
Good, you
the
like you
only
should now. I will
one request I'll make to you is that
Try to
think in terms
apply.
of new terminology that we are
Yeah.
learning also.
Yeah.
You understand this, but use the terminology that we are learning. Don't be hesitant to use the word F major chord, F major scale. Think about it. How those two things are different, right? Yeah, just don't think.
Right.
Yeah, and I know there are some preconceived notions sometimes in Indian music because of the way you are playing the Indian music. There are some little bit of preconceived notion which are not true, like myth. Sometimes like the sharp. Or is there a major, A sharp?
Yeah.
Sharp. Some people call sharp को major बोलते. That is completely wrong. And sharp को minor बोलते कुछ लोग. These are minor keys. That is like makes me mad. Like that is completely wrong and completely destroys all the knowledge that we have. It's not like that at all. These are not inferior keys. That's why I keep telling these are not. These are just different keys which could have been a white key here.
Yeah.
We just arrange it that way so that we can understand and people can play
Easier
it.
to look at.
Yeah, there is a pattern then 3, 2, and then you can. There is no difference between those whatsoever. It's just that it's there. So now we have named them. Now we have to understand all this, and then you can relate to it. And we are actually this 1, 2, 3, 4 is our attempt to make a template for this major chord. We already tried it with the formula, and now we are trying it with the chord. This thing we are going to use to make a template for the way chords occur naturally in a major scale, and you will understand this statement later. Just like Gujarati mein gaay wagode, like you just first eat everything and then it's
Then you
disgusting.
digest it.
समझ में आ गया
Yeah. So
regurgitate
yeah. So we are going to do that, right? Okay. So your major chord, right? 1, 3, 5. I said minor chord 1 flat 3, 5. What happens is, so I'm going to tell you right away. From G, when you take G, B flat, D, it forms a minor chord. So I'm going to write it like this. Okay?
वो क्यों माइनर है
क्योंकि G, B flat, D is minor. If you write G major scale, that's
Oh.
a nice
One and a half
segment.
note
So if you
Oh,
want to write it,
okay.
if you want to write, if I were to ask you without looking at F major scale, if I were to ask you, give me G major chord notes, right?
G
Sorry, G major, G major chords
GBD.
notes. So you will go like I told you, you will go with G major scale first. Yeah, everybody listen to this.
Once we go to G major scale, from there we'll not from here, right? G
That's how
major
you will
chord.
do it if I ask you just G major chord.
Yeah.
Okay.
So go to G
पूरे
major
word 12
scale.
लिखेंगे. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
And
then
then
we'll find out the 1.5.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then that way you will find that is GBD.
Yes.
And then I'll ask you G minor chord, you will immediately tell you it's G B flat.
Let's stick with F major here, and then we will do the exercise. in
No.
reverse.
Yeah, I'm telling you something about that. So we have to pay attention to this.
So it's a rolling basically, like that's what you're getting at, right? Like
No, what I'm trying to say is that I'll tell you what I'm trying to say. There are few things that I'm trying to say. So I can't summarize it direct. But just go with this. What I'm telling you. So if you were to write G major scale, derive a G major chord from it, it's going to be GBD.
Okay.
Correct.
You understand that this is universal, right? G major chords notes are universal. Anybody you ask anywhere in the world, they are going to say G, B, D are the notes. It doesn't depend on scale as such.
Okay.
Scale is just a way to derive it,
Nice.
but it is GBD.
Like once you derive it, it is universal.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
everybody knows. You remember, and you will start remembering this thing.
Yeah.
G major chord, G B D,
Yeah.
right? And G minor chord,
G, B flat,
G,
D.
B
G
F
flat
and
D.
D.
The thing is that whenever you write a major scale, from your second note, you will always be able to form a minor chord. It naturally occurs that way, and you will see why. You'll quickly see why.
No, I
of-
didn't understood. You said minor chord is only the middle one is different, except the C or whatever. There are certain cases, so it becomes 1 3 B 3 flat B flat and 5 something like that,
Yeah.
right? So it should. Then why you say on the second? It won't go on the second place. It's 1 3 5 or 1 3 flat 5, right?
No, no.
Why you're telling like
Yeah,
the second?
yeah. So okay. So don't just for a second take a pause about all that I said. If go with what I'm asking you, I'm going to ask you, give me G major chord. Okay.
GBD, that's what you said.
GBD, but how do you come up with that?
First the major,
One,
the major
that
scale and the 1 to 5, that's the thing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Then I say, what is G minor chords notes?
G, B,
Flat.
flat and D. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now here you see, I'm taking. I told you that if you take alternate notes, you are going to always form chords.
Okay.
Okay. So I first took first, third, and fifth note, alternate notes. F major scale में से F
think I
A
know what
C that made major chord. F A C का for 3 5 F A C F major chord बन
Okay,
गया.
this major minor done. Okay.
Not major and minor, only major chord अभी.
Yeah.
F A C 1 3 5.
Okay.
And you know what are the notes of the G minor chord?
And
G,
G,
B flat.
G, B flat D.
D.
G, B.
And you look at this, it's like a finding, it's like a discovery.
Okay.
You see here 2, 4, 6. If you take alternate notes, it's G.
B flat and D.
So what is it?
You're
Okay,
trying
so
to
G में
say
जो minor था वो F में
Is
भी
major.
है.
Don't say G major में जो minor था. G minor chord.
G minor.
Minor.
In general, G minor chord
G
stands for
minor.
itself. It has its own independent status. Think of it like
doesn't
that.
depend on
G minor
G.
chord
No, let me put
in
it.
general is G B flat D.
Uh-huh.
We just derived it like that. But once you derive, throw away the garbage.
Okay.
Now G B flat D is your minor chord,
So-
and it occurs here naturally.
Okay.
Right.
So,
what you're
you're
trying to say is basically whatever major note you start with, the next chord ka minor note will be the
Second.
Next chord का minor note is not
नहीं,
right.
minor chord, sorry.
Next note से start किया हुआ
Next,
chord will be
हाँ,
minor
minor
chord.
chord.
Yes.
That's the correct statement. So next,
So that's a universal
Let me say one.
that's okay. Yeah.
So you're talking about this F scale, F major scale, okay? So 1 3 5 is the F major chord for F major chord, like FAC, right? So if you go to the second level, like the second note, so that will be like the minor chord for G.
It will become G minor chord.
Yeah, that's yeah.
G minor.
I'll keep correcting you. I'll keep
G
correcting
minor
everybody.
जो भी correct terminology है.
It will be G minor chord. Okay. And
Because you, I asked, if I ask you now, what are the notes of a G minor chord? It's G, B flat,
G,
D.
B flat, D.
G B flat D, yes.
And if I take 2, 4, 6, like I said earlier, the small game that we were playing, alternate notes ka, you see that G, B flat, D naturally occurs and makes a minor chord here.
Now if
So,
we
sorry.
C.
Can I try something?
yeah.
So if we start with a G scale,
G
right,
major.
instead
If you
of
start with G note,
G note instead of the F note, right? So your G will be the Roman capital 1 and then A will be the small.
yeah. But you know what? Just a little bit of correction. I think I confused you. This is not for the note. This is for the chord that
Chord.
is getting formed from
right,
the first
major
note.
chord. हाँ. So G से major chord start होगा and A से minor chord start होगा. That's what I was
Perfect.
trying to
Yes.
say.
Yeah. So I'm trying to tell you what are the naturally occurring chords in a major scale. There can be many chords in the world. There are, but if you write a major scale,
Right.
in that, because ultimately what will happen is, I'm slightly debating, but whatever. If you are playing a song in F major scale, most of the time you will use all the chords that are occurring from each note.
So understood. So now can I try now with A? You will have a minor chord because
That's correct.
A C E.
Correct.
Then with B,
Yeah, because A, C sharp, E is your A major
One
chord.
and a half
So if I ask you to write again A major chord के notes मुझे बताओ, then you will write A major scale. You will find 1 3 5 in it, which will be A, C sharp, E. And then I ask you what is the A minor chord? A, C, E.
Oh, so
and that will
ACE.
occur here, ACE.
Yeah.
So
That's why
this
it is
will be
also minor.
this will be like this.
That's why वो भी minor है.
पर you asked A major पूछा right?
पर A minor भी पूछा मैंने.
हाँ तो A minor तो है यहाँ पे
हाँ,
ACE.
ACE.
A major नहीं
ये
है
यहाँ पे नहीं
because we
है.
started with F major.
हाँ.
F
यहाँ पे नहीं
major.
दिख रहा.
We started with F major
It
scale.
exists.
F
We started with F. Remember always that we are in F major scale.
Yes और
We
नीचे
are not
वाले
doing
में
it for all notes.
करेक्ट और नीचे वाले में so when you say C major chord है C E G उसका D minor will be D F A.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is actually another way of finding chord के notes. If you know if I ask you any G major scale लेंगे और मैं बोलूँगा A minor chord, then if you know the G major scale के notes, you can take the second, fourth and sixth, which will exactly be same as 1, 3, 5 of the
A.
yeah, as like 1 flat 3 5 actually in that case.
One flat
Right,
three.
But 1 flat 3 5 is not major scale, right?
Ah.
1 3 5 is the major.
Yeah.
But you start seeing the connection now.
And then will be major. So B,
Okay.
D,
Are
B, D.
sorry,
Yeah,
are
yeah.
two major scales played together anytime? Like you said, like F major scale and G minor scale, A minor scale, they might be played. F major chord, G minor chord, A minor chord, they might be played together to sound better, right?
No.
In the same music.
Say that again. F major chord and
F
G minor
major-
chord.
F
No, they
major
won't be
chord.
played. Usually they are not played together. No.
Acha.
Yeah, they can't. I cannot imagine a time when
Because
it can
G
happen.
minor chord is G, B flat, D.
Hmm.
A minor
It will
chord
be
is
it will be played at different times in a song.
right. Different
That's what you
time,
mean.
but
Okay,
within the
okay.
same
Sorry, I
melody.
thought you were being simultaneously different
simultaneous,
instruments.
not
Okay.
but within the same melody.
Yeah.
Usually F major chord के साथ G minor, A minor
That's how it
chords play
happens.
होते हैं.
That's how it
right?
happens.
Because
So,
they sound well.
Yeah. So if you look at one of
But-
the examples of the song.
Yeah, but
song
what
का
I'm
मैंने-
asking, what my question is,
Exactly,
within
yeah.
the same melody,
Yeah.
are two major chords played together, like F major
Correct,
chord
correct.
and C major
Yeah, they
chord?
are. They are.
Can they be played
They are.
together?
They are.
Okay.
How about
It's a good
the-
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Like the one, like you said, G minor, A minor, and what's the next one?
B flat major.
That will be major. because
Major.
B,
But we'll come to that in a second.
B,
So
D.
that's why.
Now it has become more clear and we can easily finish this thing. Now it has become clear. But let's spend a little more time if you have any question or anything that you are
So
asking.
that's what is answering her question. That now you are making into
So
major,
F
right?
major and B flat major can be played together.
Yeah,
so
that's
that's
what she's
those
saying.
are the
Yeah,
universal
exactly. Yeah.
rules of music that he's trying to get at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is why I asked you to do that.
Yeah.
Because that may ask.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So now from B flat I found B flat, D,
F.
F, and that will form a B flat major chord. So and that I'll write with a मैंने जगह ठीक से नहीं use किया है. This is like this, right? And then from C, oh this is interesting, right?
But B flat
B-
exist नहीं करता है.
What do you mean B flat exist नहीं करता? F major scale में तो B flat है ना?
Okay.
नहीं तो कभी भी
वो
use ही
एक
नहीं
मुझे
होगा कोई.
क्वेश्चन है कि why is that B flat कैसे आया यहाँ पे?
भाई मुझे भी B flat तो.
क्यों? F major
Okay,
scale,
that's
F
okay.
major
I'm
scale
sure.
and
To
B
go
के पास
half
C आते हैं ना. B flat C.
B sharp नहीं होता है.
B
If
flat
we talk
to
about
go
that, right?
to half
B और C
note
के
ना.
तो B sharp नहीं होता है, but B के नीचे का तो
नहीं देखो इसमें देखो B भी तो B flat नहीं बना रहे हो ना.
half note.
B के
But
साथ
don't- no, I don't want you to think like that.
sharp हो जाता है.
Okay.
But इधर हमेशा तेरा E to F
B और C के
half
बीच में
देख.
usually
तो C से
logically
चालू
we
कर दे.
think B
E to
sharp
F.
नहीं आता. B के
हाँ,
बाद B
हाँ,
sharp
बीच में
नहीं आता.
sharp
B
भी नहीं
flat
है,
is
इसलिए-
ये दोनों के बीच
Okay.
में.
No, एक मिनट.
अच्छा हाँ ये वो A
This is
sharp
the
की
correct
बात.
sharp. What you are saying is correct. But I want you to think of it this way.
हाँ.
If you write
But I didn't understand कि why वो B flat
Sneha,
आया.
Sneha.
हाँ.
A
Okay.
sharp is same as B flat.
A
नहीं?
sharp
Correct.
is
So
same
we
as
should write A sharp बिना
No,
A
why?
sharp minor हो जाएगा फिर ना.
What do you mean by A sharp minor हो
नहीं
जाएगा?
अब देखो आप ये देखो आप आपने बोला ना कि ये जो था ये जो B आप A sharp is B flat. That's what you said, right? Why aren't we not using that terminology? That A
क्योंकि
sharp?
यहाँ उसका
I will explain that
flat
later.
कर
You
दो.
can use A sharp also.
Yeah, that's why.
But starting
That doesn't. It
बोला-
doesn't change anything. It's
Yeah.
same notes.
अगर मैं बनाऊंगी ना अगर if I start making this F major वाला तो हो सकता है कि I'll put A, I'll not put B flat, I'll put A, then I'll do, when I'll calculate, right? The way you showed, then
So you have to explain it will not make a difference in my
I understand,
but yeah.
this is a little confusing,
I
that's what
understand
I'm
but you
saying.
have to explain it little more so that I
तो मैं
can
तो A sharp लिखूंगी वहाँ पे,
Okay, A sharp
ठीक
लिख
है?
दो, फिर क्या
तो
हुआ?
अच्छा ठीक है A sharp लिखा हमने,
हाँ फिर A sharp है okay now what changes because of that
अब ये
instead of B flat major I'm going to call it A sharp major
हाँ तो ठीक है वही कर
वो
रहे
same
हैं
है
हाँ नहीं I understood but I was so confused I just wanted to be sure
but
that
remember I told you that B दो एक ही नोट को flat and sharp से
हाँ
आप
वो हम समझ गए लेकिन मैं लिखती तो मैं B flat नहीं लिखती उसको A sharp ही लिखती because that's what we are doing till now.
No, that's not exactly what we are doing. It's just it's there. Okay, anyway, we won't
No,
argue on that part.
I understood what you are saying.
Okay. Now I'm going to tell you something that might make this clear or might get confusing. If it gets confusing, then don't worry about it. The reason we use B flat and not A sharp.
concept है क्या?
No, this is a simple terminology for writing down things, and the reason why they write E sharp also. Same reasons I'm telling you. We want to use the letter only once. When you are writing a major scale. So अगर A लिख दिया है तो and B आएगा ही नहीं तो मैं B flat करता हूँ. That makes it easier to visualize and look at things.
ओ तो इसमें A sharp लिखने से अच्छा दो बार A आ गया.
हाफ होता है तो वरना C और C sharp मतलब वो दोनों ही आते हैं A और
So if you look at
A और
here,
A sharp दोनों आते हैं उसके बदले वो उसने B flat लिख ली.
Flat.
चलो अगर हम A sharp करते हैं तो A sharp कौन सी स्केल होगी फिर इसमें?
scale तो F major ही है.
नहीं सॉरी वो कॉर्ड क्या यूज करेंगे?
तो A sharp major chord हुआ तो B flat D F की जगह you will say A sharp D F. It's A sharp major chord or B flat major chord. It doesn't matter. When you are playing, you tell the singer, tell the keyboardist A sharp major chord बजाओ, and he will play B flat major chord, which is exactly same. It's like they're not going to play anything different. It's exact same notes.
I mean because you know it you B flat major so it will be B D F right?
B flat D F.
B flat D F right? Now you know it otherwise अगर हमको बोलना होता तो पहले तो हम फाइंड करते and then like I got it
So
I got
this
it
is a shortcut,
okay,
it's a
I got it I
shortcut.
understood yeah.
To
Yeah.
find
Now
the
you
minor
know it
chord.
I have
But
to
now
find
he is-
it and remember and that's how I can put it so now I
And now he revealed the reason ki why he used flat.
No.
For
That
that reason.
also I understood.
हाँ.
That you A whatever.
एक ही बार हर एक
And
बार.
वो भी मुझे समझ में आया कि B flat and A sharp is the same, but I would have personally put that. So वही मुझे confusion थोड़ा सा हो गया.
Yeah.
It's fine.
To begin with, you might do that, but once you understand the rule कि A बाद में वापस A repeat नहीं करना है, B तो आया ही नहीं आया तो B flat
अब
लेते
ये
हैं.
भी समझ में आ गया कि you don't want
दो
to
बार
repeat
A
that.
दिखा है B
तो मुझे
दिखने
नहीं
I wanted to
समझ में
reveal those things slowly later, not confuse everybody with major information. But this is why if you look at all the major scale written on that particular page, which you
Yeah.
already have it,
Yeah.
you see उसमें E sharp लिखा है, उसने हमने बोला F है वो तो.
Yes.
The reason being you wouldn't have E in
Yeah.
it. If you don't write that E sharp, you don't have. You write F and then F sharp.
Yeah.
इसलिए they are going with E sharp. Otherwise E sharp doesn't exist.
ये इसमें क्या कनेक्शन था?
Remember हमने बोला कि ये E sharp क्यों लिखा है? Remember E के बाद सीधा F होता
हाँ,
है.
हाँ.
तो हमने करेक्ट करके लिख दिया उसको जो भी. Right?
क्या था वो?
F sharp, C sharp,
D
D
sharp.
sharp, F,
हाँ
F sharp.
हाँ ठीक
हाँ,
ठीक.
now he is saying why these guys have written E sharp
Yeah.
is, although it doesn't exist, वैसे E के बाद F आता है, but because they didn't want F
F
दो
and
बार,
sharp. हाँ.
they just put.
But it's कितना confusing. This
I
is
know.
confusing. This is like.
I know, I understand in the
I know.
beginning, but once you understand the reasons,
Right.
then it becomes slowly clear, right?
Yeah, right.
And if for your personal thing, you can always write F sharp. Nobody stops you. Some people always want to use sharp, but it makes it easier if you since you are beginning. I want to make it the right way. We do use B flat. Whenever people in general, you will see people saying B flat. Those who are trained kind of from teachers, and they always do this B flat. Some people who are acquired this thing on their own, they sometimes don't mind doing with A sharp. It is okay. It's no big deal. Finally, the thing is playing music, right? So this is all we have to remember. These are all the tools to finally play music. That's what we are trying to do ultimately. So we are not losing sight of that final goal. However, we need to learn the rules in order to communicate and understand things better. So that's what we are trying to do. Okay. So now, ये इससे बन गया. Then this C से anybody?
C E
C E
C major E G.
So
Yes,
it becomes
C major.
G.
G.
C major.
C
is
G.
C major का.
Chord.
Oh, C major
C major
chord.
chord.
C major
chord,
chord.
yes,
Yeah.
right.
Then
C.
C E
No, so
G.
D. Next one you
D F
D F
D major.
A,
D F
D F
A.
A.
D F
sharp.
ना?
A.
नहीं D F A.
no F sharp तो है ही नहीं इस scale में.
D F A. Alternate
D, F,
D F A.
D
And
F.
that becomes what?
So that becomes
Major.
D.
You can look at
minor
the
chord.
minor,
D
D
minor
minor
chord.
chord.
Look at that
D
paper.
minor.
हाँ, actually
D
इसमें
minor.
easy हो
D
जाता है.
minor.
No, but look at the paper I have
Oh, अच्छा.
I have written
और लिखा भी
everything.
हुआ है D minor.
हाँ.
हाँ.
And I have written this notation also. This 1 2
D F A
D
D
minor.
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 हाँ.
D F A.
So
So what do I write there?
Need to size, yeah, D, the small,
Small
minor.
6.
Yeah, D minor is on but yeah, I will
Small
write
six.
this.
Small 6.
अब देखो इसको बोलेंगे कैसे big six, small six. ये
No,
सब
this is
बोलेंगे
just for
तो-
writing. You don't have to write. You say D minor.
हाँ.
हाँ, D minor. Okay.
This is for writing, and you will actually see when I tell you something. तुम लोग बोलोगे अब समझ में आया why we are writing this. We'll come to that in a second.
Okay.
But if I tell you right now, it won't make sense. So let me finish this thing, and I'll tell you what we are doing.
Okay.
Okay.
So
तो
E.
सा और म
अभी-
से, हाँ, so ठीक है.
अभी
That's fine.
E वाला वो finish कर देना ना.
flat.
And this actually you know the notes of the word, but it doesn't form a major or minor chord. It forms some other kind of chord.
E G B flat. Oh, it's.
Yeah, it forms another kind of chord.
What is it?
It's actually called diminished chord because E G B is actually minor chord. E G B is yeah,
Yeah, minor chord.
but
B flat.
yeah, but E G B flat forms a diminished chord. So you actually the formula for that is you don't have to write this down, but if you understand, it's good. 1 flat 3, 1 3 flat 5.
अच्छा.
All
Yes.
diminished chords are 1 3 flat 5.
Yeah.
Because once से start हो रहा है 3 and then the last is flat
Yeah.
वाला.
Yep. Right? Okay. So
That's why it has a little circle on top.
yeah, that's how you write the diminished chord. So that so this only makes you major or minor, but if you write that circle, it forms a diminished chord. Don't worry about that. We don't even play it actually. We know everything can be played without diminished or augmented chords. There are other kinds of chords, and they will form actually. Again, like I said, it will be used in jazz music. Jazz music does so many other things, but yeah. So interesting. The reason I wrote this is that now this is universal. So if I ask you to play 1 4 5, मैं बोलूँगा 1 4 5 में ही है पूरा song. In F major scale. F में है अच्छा 1 4 5. So you know it is F, B flat, C major chord. F major chord, B flat major chord, and C major
All
chord.
three major chords. हाँ.
इसमें you see there are 3 major chords and 3 minor chords.
Yeah.
There is one diminished, don't worry about it. The beauty of this thing is that you will start seeing so many things. So one thing I told you 1 4 5. Similarly, if you write C major scale, the major chords are C major, F major, and G major chords.
C, F and G, yes.
Yeah, don't say C, but
C
F and G.
major, F major and G major.
Chords.
Chords.
Major.
Right now, I want you guys to use full terms so that
Understand.
we understand it better.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you say yeah, C, F, G chords हैं हाँ.
तो हर एक major scale में there will be ऐसे
3
3
major chords,
major
3
chords,
minor
3
chords.
minor chords, and 1 diminishing.
And where do we use this?
In while playing.
But can you give me an example कि ये कहाँ पे use करेंगे?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So where is my guitar?
You know?
क्या कहते हैं?
That is not ukulele.
You
Six.
can-
इसमें 6 strings है. It's a guitar actually, but it is.
3 4 5.
Can I play this a little bit later?
yeah.
I
think
had
we
a
are
few
done
things
now.
to finish.
Okay, yeah.
है और
है और क्या?
Oh, 12
I
बजे.
think हाँ,
Okay, I think we can
yeah.
stop right now.
Yeah, we can
But
stop.
if you take any scale,
Yeah.
you can form all this and you can write it like